Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormworks update video. Now in this video we're covering updates as of today, which is 0.7.10. As always, we'll go over new features and changes that have been made, and finally we'll test a few of them out here in the world of Stormworks. Now if you're enjoying this videos, comment below and we would also like to see you in my future videos. While you're there, don't forget that like and subscribe button, and click the little bell icon to be notified in my upcoming content as soon as it gets ready. So all said, let's get straight into it and get started with this week's update. So to start with this update this week, the first feature, or actually the only feature the devs have gone and released this week, it's nothing that interesting, however it is needed. What they've done is they've gone and updated the font and also added localization support for CJK characters. This is going for Chinese, Japanese and also Korean, so it's quite nice. Obviously it will open up the actual game to much more wider span of players, and obviously enable them to use their localization support so they can obviously see the menus in their own language, so that's a huge plus there. Now there's been a whole bunch of fixes. I'm not going to be going over all of them. I'm pretty much just going to be focusing on the biggest one, or at least the one I think is going to be the biggest one, at least for all the players, is they've gone and actually made some balance tweaks to the electric motors and generators. Okay, this is now going to affect everyone that's pretty much either using batteries, electric motors or generators in some way or fashion. And along with that, it's also going to stop every single player that's gone and made use of the infinity electricity bug. Okay, now I even made use of that. I won't say I didn't. I used it when I was creating the ROV because it just didn't have the space for an engine, and also it had to go underwater, so it had to have some way of obviously powering it. We couldn't use an engine, so yeah, it's going to change a lot of things here in game. Now I actually have one of my ribs that if I remember correctly, I built based on the bug here. Now this isn't the one I used in I've updated to the workshop at least. You can see here there's 5 electric motors here, another 5 on this side. They're both going into gearboxes, and those gearboxes are going into a large generator which is actually powering the battery here. So in theory, before the update, this would work. It would just continuously just power everything, and then we had another electric engine going and actually powering the propeller at the back, or the jet engine, or whatever it was in this case. But you can see here now that once we go and spawn this in, and once again guys, this is not finished, this was just an experiment on the actual electricity bug. You can see here once we have the menus on, I'm just going to wait for those to go and turn my generator on. Before the update, this would go and actually just power everything. You can see here, this is instantly gone and died. We've lost all power completely instantly. So a huge change here to how things are working with these batteries and generators. They aren't going to be lasting as much. They aren't going to be working like how we used to work with them. I'll be surprised if even some of the creations that didn't make use of the bug don't work anymore. Let's even try by going and spawning in the rib here that is on the workshop, is using an engine. No hacks, no bugs here, no nothing on this one. And let's see how long this one will actually go and last. Fuel is good. I love this new font they've gone. It's much more cleaner, it's much more precise. Battery is at 100%. Let's go and increase our engine here. Oh wow. Okay, so the battery is it did drop quite a bit just to get moving. But seems to be holding quite stable. As I said, there's nothing actually doing anything in here. Let's get some spotlights on, and let's see how fast it's going to drain. Okay, so it seems to not be wanting to drain that much. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So obviously they must have done something to obviously make these batteries last a little bit longer. I have got 2 generators in here at the back, connected to the engine itself, so it must be doing something right, because that battery isn't dropping at all, which is great to see. I'm guessing if I was to go and it's even going, okay, it's generating power, so that's great, because I do have 2 small generators in there. And going forward, I've dropped 1. Okay, so that's good. So I think it actually is probably going to be balanced absolutely perfectly now. That's my personal opinion. Once again, I think everyone's going to have their own opinion on the batteries and the generators and how they're balanced in general. But I think it needed to happen. We've known that bug is going to get fixed down the line, and we've taken it for granted for quite a long time now. using it in a lot of our different creations. So I think it is a good idea they've gone and fixed that. It actually makes the player actually think of what they're building before they can just go, oh yeah, we can build whatever we want, because we can obviously just make infinity electric, which now you can't. So I'm really glad to see that. I'm sure someone's going to come up with some way of obviously manipulating that, but we'll wait and see what happens there. I think also the electric engines use a lot more electricity now in comparison to what they used to. It'll be interesting to actually see some stats on that. So maybe the devs will post some stats on that, or I'm sure one of the users will go and actually do a full test on that and post it up here in the Discord server and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. So that's it for this week's update. If you want to see the full list of changes and fixes, make sure to go check out the announcements in the Stormworks official Discord server. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found it somewhat entertaining and informative as always, and we'll see you in the next one.